Well, what it shows is that one leader, Justin Trudeau, is currently running ahead of his party by a couple of points, and Andrew Scheer, the leader of the Conservative Party, is running about 5 points behind his party. And it's similar to the other leaders as well, where you see that they tend to be leading their parties as opposed to following them. The one other exception would be Jagmeet Singh. So both Singh and especially Scheer don't seem to be doing it for their voters right now, whereas in particular Justin Trudeau and Elizabeth May are doing quite well with their party supporters, even though they may not necessarily be voting for those parties. Yeah, I think when you start getting into the process of a campaign and people have to start making choices, they start looking at the leaders and they start comparing them. And I think at this point in time, they just simply know Justin Trudeau, for good and bad, better than they know Andrew Scheer. So he's in a difficult situation because I think that the Liberals have been doing a pretty good job of trying to diminish his ability to establish himself as they try to link him to people like Doug Ford, for example, to say, you know, he's a proxy for somebody that the public's not really feeling very positive about these days. So the real problem with Scheer, I would say, is more a lack of awareness than people genuinely saying they don't like him. Yeah, what I would say is, you know, obviously it is a competition between the Liberals and the Conservatives, and both of them have certain personalities. I would say one of them, the Liberal Party, is really more of a reflection of their leader as opposed to the party. So if you look at the values that Mr. Trudeau, Prime Minister Trudeau, really expounds, they're the ones that are associated with the Liberal brand. Whereas for the Conservative brand, they really represent what people think Andrew Scheer is, not something specific about him individually. And when you take a look at Conservative Party support today, regardless of what they may be thinking about Andrew Scheer, the truth is that they're very committed to their choice and they're absolutely committed to voting. Justin Trudeau in the last election campaign was able to increase voter turnout by about 8% over the previous election. A lot of those new voters were younger voters, and a lot of them voted for Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party. So if they're feeling apathetic, the Liberals have a problem. Well, I think that you know, the question of affordability is one that you talked about before. Justin Trudeau characterizes it a bit differently. It's a bit more about the status of the middle class. But the fight over that has not been settled yet. And I think you're going to see both parties, because this is the biggest issue that many voters are concerned about. You're going to see both parties really double down and try to connect directly with that group of voters, middle-class voters who are really concerned about affordability issues. And at the moment, it seems that Andrew Scheer has a bit of an edge with that group of voters. He hasn't closed the deal, but he has a little bit of an edge. He leads on reducing taxes, he leads on most aspects of the economy, and he leads slightly on the question of affordability. So I think we'll see Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party try to take that back to a certain extent, and then you'll see Andrew Scheer and the Conservatives really try to establish their bona fides on that issue.